Today we are cooking up some beautiful, healthy, and delicious food that is affordable and easy to prepare. If you like Mexican flavors and Tex-Mex food, you came to the right place. So stick around and I'll show you what we're cooking. We are starting out with tacos with crunchy shells, stand and stuff. Very easy to fill using ground meat. We're using ground turkey. You can use ground beef or ground chicken also. I picked this taco seasoning up at Family Dollar a few months ago, and I need to use it up. These packets are relatively inexpensive and add tons of flavor. I always feel good about using ground turkey because you don't have to drain it. It's very lean. It doesn't have hardly any fat. And you can just use this for chili too, if you don't use all of it for tacos. Ground meat with taco seasoning is very versatile to put into like taco salad, tacos, chili, and various Mexican and Tex-Mex casseroles and specialty dishes like burritos and enchiladas. And you can always make this ahead of time and refrigerate the seasoned meat, then the next day pull it out, put it in the tacos, and I'm just filling them. I don't put very much meat in them at all because we're going to put lots of yummy toppings, so we don't need to put much taco meat. But I'm using cold taco meat from what I cooked the day before, so I prepped ahead, and then we're going to bake these at 400 Fahrenheit for 10 to 15 minutes, leaning more towards 15 minutes because this is cold meat we're using. Pre-cooking the meat the day before definitely saves a great deal of time. And already having your salad prepared and your cheese shredded is a time saver also. Since we ran out of refrigerated taco sauce, it's great to have these little packets from Taco Bell and sriracha sauce. While the tacos are baking in the oven, we are going to make some corn confetti using red and orange bell peppers. And leftover corn from the refrigerator. This is about 2/3 of a can of corn. And I didn't follow a recipe for this, but I just chopped up the vegetables together and sauteed them in olive oil. And then I'm simply going to add the corn to the mix. And this is probably one of the easiest side dishes I've ever made in my life. And for being as pretty as it is, and very, it's just very colorful. And just add a little garlic salt and pepper to this. Keep it very simple. Simple and beautiful. As soon as we pull the tacos out of the oven, we add the shredded cheese. That way it is semi-melted instead of completely melted. If we did it ahead of time in the oven, it would be completely melted. I prefer this kind of texture for my cheese. And this is looking good. Now all we have to do is add the toppings. I like to add the sauce first. And I'm just making my taco here. My husband will create his own tacos the way he likes them. But here's what we have with the side dishes. And I think it's a beautiful plate. This is Tex-Mex. Very good food. I didn't have cilantro, but I have parsley from the garden, sour cream, and orange slices. Besides the corn confetti, we have leftover beans and rice for a side dish. We have plenty of seasoned taco meat left after making several tacos. And they were delicious and we really enjoyed them, but now we need to make something very hearty and make a large batch so we can store half of it in the freezer in a large container. So we are making chili, and we have a large can of diced tomatoes. I'm using 1/4 of a yellow pepper, some celery, some onion, chili powder, cumin, basil, and garlic powder. And of course we have our chili beans. I'm using 2 cans. That's why I'm making a double batch. I remember my mom had these jarred mild peppers in a jar. They were pickled peppers. And I just have fond memories of putting that in a bowl of chili that my mom made. So that's why I'm using the yellow peppers. I'm only going to use about 1/4 of this. And we are sauteing the vegetables in a large pan with heated olive oil. We'll just saute this for a few minutes here. just until the vegetables soften slightly. And you can go ahead and season the vegetables with a little salt and pepper and garlic powder. We're not using garlic from the garden. It hasn't harvested yet. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add the meat. Pre-cooked and seasoned. Taco meat. There we go, yeah. We'll just blend these flavors together just a couple minutes, and then we're going to add the tomato. There we go. And then you could add water as needed. Of course, if you want to make this even thicker, you could add tomato paste or along with the water, tomato juice or some extra tomato sauce. But now we're going to add our spices and turn up the heat here a little bit. Chili powder. Now we're going a little lighter because the meat's already seasoned. Just a little cumin, or my husband would throw a fit. He likes me to go light on the cumin. And basil. And a little more garlic powder there. One special ingredient to sweeten up the acidity in the tomatoes. My husband enjoys sugar. Is it just me, or do you find that there's always other ingredients you need to add to something? And just play it by ear as you go along. We like it not too soupy, and not too thick. Yeah, this is just about right. I add a little more liquid as it cooks down. And I almost forgot the chili beans, which is very important. It wouldn't be chili to me without the beans. So I added 2 cans of chili beans. We'll simmer this for several minutes, and then it will be ready. This is smoking hot chili. But you can make it hotter if you want with hot peppers. The chili is done and steaming hot and delicious looking. Now I would just like to show you how much we yielded from that large pot of chili. We had chili yesterday, and today we are having chili. I have a whole container of chili in the freezer that I put in the freezer. I'm going to put it back in the freezer for another time, and I dated it. It went a long way, and it's my husband just really enjoys it. I'm going to use some of my chili to make an appetizer that I've been craving, and I've only tried this one time, and I think it was with regular taco chips. But these are cut like scoops or Big Dippers. Well, at Walmart, instead of the Big Dippers or the scoops, they have bowls tortilla chips. So we're just it's gonna be very easy. This is cold chili too, pull it out of the refrigerator. We're just gonna put a little chili in each cup. We're gonna put the appetizer in the oven and bake it. If you're using the bowls tortilla chips, they're very good, but the ones on the top were unbroken and looked perfect like this. And unfortunately, we ate most of those, but we still have some that are misshapen a little bit or slightly broken. But we can still use these with just a tiny little bit of chili. And this is an appetizer, so we don't need much. And you use a teaspoon, a very small spoon. I'm just using an iced teaspoon. So we're just going to use very little. And I'm continuing to fill each one a little over halfway full, and then we're going to put them in the oven to bake. Bake in a preheated oven at 375 Fahrenheit for 10 to 15 minutes, with 13 minutes being a good estimate. All right, as soon as we pull the appetizers out of the oven, we add the cheese. Just a little bit of cheese. It doesn't take much at all because they're tiny. It's just a little appetizer. This would be great for parties. You can use taco meat for this too. If you want to do the cheese ahead of time and let it melt completely, you can go for it. Yeah. I just prefer to do it this way. I like my cheese to have a little stringiness. It's shredded cheese, and I want it to look like shredded cheese, not too melted. We're just going to use a little bit of finely chopped orange bell pepper and a little bit of scallion. Then just put a little bit of the pepper very little, and scallion on each appetizer. Added some black olives for a simple garnish. And you can put out a little ramekin of sour cream near the platter also, which will make a delicious creamy topping. You can garnish this any way you like to make the plate look beautiful. Now let's give this appetizer a taste test. That is very good. And of course you can put taco sauce or hot sauce on your appetizer also. Make it even better. I made an appetizer using leftovers from the day before. And this can be done, and just use your imagination, be creative, and have fun with it. We are going to make a chicken salad very similar to a Chipotle burrito bowl. We're using rotisserie chicken though, leftover rotisserie chicken that I thawed out from the freezer. I cooked this rice a couple days ago, and we're just now going to use it. I haven't used it for anything yet. I just wanted it to be ready when I needed it. I just prepped ahead. I just opened a can of beans, so those are straight from the can, but I rinsed them thoroughly, which is a good idea. These are pinto beans. And we have two different kinds of cheeses that we need to use up, mozzarella and sharp cheddar cheese. We have salad from the day before. We had some lettuce left. I just chopped up some cherry tomato in thirds because that would be a beautiful addition on this salad also. Primarily, we are using leftovers, but we do combine leftovers with fresh ingredients to create delicious, beautiful, healthy food. The only thing I'm going to cook, because everything else is lukewarm, cold or lukewarm, which is fine for salads. And this can be served cold. And the rotisserie chicken, if you really love the flavor, it already has flavor. But we want to add more flavor to this chicken. This is what we're going to cook up. You can heat up the beans if you like and the rice if you want everything heated up. We're going to cook up this chicken. I've got a recipe I'm following. I will link that in the description of this video. We are heating up avocado oil. You can use any kind of oil you like. Preferably olive oil or avocado oil will be best. According to the recipe, you use whatever spices you like. And I'm just going to use a little bit of each spice here, lined up. I'm going to tell you the spices ahead of time, and then I'll just add it to the chicken as it's cooking. The chicken's going to cook just warming up the chicken and flavoring it with the avocado and the spices. The spices we're using are cumin, chili powder, garlic powder, minced onion, oregano, which is an important spice for Mexican food, and paprika. Just a little bit of each spice. Go ahead and throw the chicken in there. This is just going to add more flavor to the chicken and change up the flavor a little bit from the rotisserie flavor. I just want to make sure that the avocado coats all of the chicken first. Just a little bit of each. You know, my husband doesn't want too much cumin. All right, chili powder. We've already gone over the spices, but I'm adding each and every one of them, a little bit of each. We're going to create the salad by adding by sections. First, the rice. Put some chicken there. Right by the rice. And then beans. You can do it by sections, or you can layer it. The rice on the bottom, then the beans and the meat. However you want to do it. Your salad on top. That's how we usually get it at Chipotle. But I'm doing it differently. Okay, sectional. I'm not eating very many beans. That's okay. It's just according to your preference. You pick your own salad. This would be like a salad bar. And then we'll do some salad. And you can have corn. The recipe does call for corn. I don't want to open a can right now. We ate up all the confetti corn, and I just don't want to open a can right now. And I'm just going to put the tomato on top of the lettuce. And as far as cheese, usually that goes on beans. Yep. So put a little cheese on the beans. You can have a section of cheese if you like. Do it however you want to do it. You can add sliced avocado, which would be amazing. You could do lime to the side. I don't have lime. You could do cilantro. We would like a little bit of onion because you can use red onion in this also. I got a surprise out in the garden. We have some green onion that winterized from last year. The bulbs, I planted them. I probably planted them very, very deeply into the soil, and they didn't produce plants. And some ground cover called sedum stone crop, which I absolutely love, grew over it. And over the summer, it spread over it. And this winterized, and these came up, and I thought, this looks different from garlic chives. And sure enough, look at this. These are green onions. So we're going to use some of this. We're going to chop up some green onion for garnish also. Beautiful. Now we're going to make our dressing. We are going to use equal amounts of mayonnaise, ranch, and sour cream. And put it in this bowl. Now the recipe I give you may call for a different measurement, but that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use my discretion. It's going to be pretty much equal amounts of everything. Okay, now we're just going to do oregano, garlic powder, chili powder, and cumin. And mix all that together. Now I got creative with this. You can decorate this any way you like. If you like it to be more of a Mexican style with cilantro and lime. I didn't have lime, but I used little oranges and I used some radishes. I just doctored this up and made the plate look beautiful. And this is actually a bowl that looks like a plate. It's kind of a combination. And if you just want to do sour cream instead of the Mexican dip, you can do that. Or just plain ranch dressing, whatever you want to do, make it your own. And we also created a very beautiful veggie plate with the Mexican dip inside of a section of bell pepper, black olives, and fresh parsley from the garden for garnish. Thanks for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I inspired you to cook something healthy, delicious, beautiful, and creative without spending a lot of money. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you on the next one.